The third one is the importance of execution, of actual delivery. Florence Nightingale, she says, I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. Excuses do not change reality. That's the fact of life. Just because you have a good excuse doesn't mean that the reality has, it will not change. And Winston Churchill, who says, success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. I was in Harrow in April, where Churchill went to school, and so also Nehru and others. And this quote was there in one of the walls, which says, success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. 3 drivers of failure and their solution. The first and foremost, and this is a cancer in our society, Muslim society, is complacency. Good enough. Chalti ka naam gaadi. Absolute killer. There's nothing that kills worse or more quickly than this. Complacency. Dave Anderson says, complacency demotes the unaware from risk takers to caretakers to undertakers. Staying hungry is a persistent challenge for the successful. Absolutely very critical. Resting on your laurels only makes them go flat. Nothing else. Second one is the inability to work together. We have been doing, I think, 2 or 3 of the Jummah khutbahs are on Adab al-Ikhtilaf, which we finished that this time. Next Jummah will be something else. But the key thing is this, an inability to work together. Somewhere this thing that I can't work with someone because I don't like him. You can't marry someone if you don't like them, but you can work with them. I mean, that's the... So don't marry them, but work with them. Seriously, we have to get our acts together. You need people with the skills. You don't have to like them, but you need to be able to work with them. So I said, in this case, look in the mirror for mistakes, meaning look at yourself. Look out of the window to give credit, because other people, you could not have succeeded unless people were with you. Those of you who don't believe me, read a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, which talks about this. And number 3 is, your virtue is not enhanced by someone else's weakness. We like to bad talk people, and then so that we look good in comparison. What does it matter? What does it matter? Right? And number 4 is, there's not a single instance in history where someone succeeded entirely on their own. Everyone but everyone succeeds because of people who are with them, and to give credit to them is not a favor. That is actually something that that's reality. We must absolutely do that. Difference of opinion is not opposition. Difference of opinion and conflict of ideas indicates interest in the cause. And that's why this must be managed. You will either have one of things, which is you end up with a bunch of sycophants, which is yes men, which is absolute disaster. Or you end up in a situation where you can't work with people who have diverse ideas. So that's very, very important to manage conflict and to be able to disagree without being disagreeable. Third and last one is excuses and blaming. So 3, complacency. What's the next one? You forgot already. Not working together. And number 3 is excuses and blaming. Whatever happens, happens because of what I have done or what I failed to do. Whatever it is. There's always an element that something that you could have done differently. And that's why we must be very clear. Stop blaming people. Look at yourself and say, what can I do differently? There's a concept of mine called master and victim. Some of you have seen that. It is there on the net as well, so take a look at that. Blaming is a sign of weakness and the unwillingness to take responsibility. We need to be objective, we need to be hard on ourselves, not make excuses, and so on and so forth. Adversity is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because adversity comes to strengthen. Adversity is the gym of the spirit. When you go to the gym, you lift weights, your body pains. But that's how you build strength. Adversity is the gym of the spirit. Your spirit strengthens because of adversity. So don't stop moaning and groaning. Be thankful for that, alhamdulillah. Ask Allah to take you out from the difficulty, but face the difficulty. So last, coming to a close, I want to give you some tools. Here are 6 tools to succeed, to face life's challenges. The first one is thoughts. Your mind is like a fertile field. It doesn't care what you plant in it. It will give you back whatever you put in it. You plant rice, you get rice. You plant wheat, you get wheat. You plant rice, you want wheat, you no get. Number 2 is attitude. What is attitude? Attitude is to understand that present circumstances do not decide if you will succeed or fail. They only decide where you need to start. Number 3 is faith. What is faith? In the words of Barbara Winters, when you come to the end of the light of all that you know and are about to step off into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing that one of 2 things will happen. There will be something firm to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. In the words of the creator of Barbara Winters, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَل لَّهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Talaq, the one who has taqwa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will extract him from his difficulties. The one who is concerned about not disobeying Allah. What is taqwa? Taqwa is the unwillingness to disobey the one we love more than anyone else. No matter what the world thinks. We will not disobey Allah, we will not go against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because we love Him more than anyone else. Allah said the one who has that taqwa, Allah will extract him from every difficulty. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ, and will provide him from sources that he could not even imagine. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. The one who has tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla jalaluhu, Allah will become sufficient for him. That's faith. Number 4 is goal. What kind of a goal? An extraordinary goal. Why an extraordinary goal? Because it is the nature of the extraordinary goal to inspire extraordinary effort. No one rises to low expectations. People rise to high expectations. Number 5 is perseverance. What is perseverance? Chinese proverb, if you fall 7 times, rise 8 times. Perseverance is to stay in there. Perseverance is to continue to run the race no matter what is happening. Many times people who win the race are not people who are the fastest, but people who stayed in there long enough. Perseverance and persistence. And the last one is honor. What is honor? Honor is to understand that it doesn't matter whether you were lost or won. What matters is which side you stood for. That is the only thing which will count. What did you stand for? Whether you won or lost is immaterial. What did you stand for? That is honor. Do the honorable thing because of who you are. Because you represent Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla jalaluhu's deen of Islam. Finally, I want to end with a story. The true story written by Lauren Isley, the great writer. He says that he went to a beach resort for a holiday, and that night there was a huge storm. Next morning he said, I came out, I went for a walk on the beach, and I saw the whole beach was absolutely littered with debris from the sea. And in that debris from the sea were literally hundreds and thousands of starfish which had got thrown out to the sea. And they were on the beach, and starfish cannot move on dry land. He said, as I was walking along, I saw in the distance there was someone who appeared to be doing a dance. So this person was bending down like that, and this kind of a movement. Lauren Isley said, I wondered what was happening until I got close to the chap, and I saw it was a little boy. He was picking up starfish from the sand and throwing them into the sea. So he said, I looked at this boy. I asked him, what are you doing? I mean, this is the nature of people. They see someone doing something, they still have to ask him, what are you doing? So anyway, he asked him, what are you doing? The boy said, starfish cannot move on dry land. These starfish are on the land. When the sun comes out, they will dry and they will die. So I'm throwing them into the sea so that they will live. Lauren Isley said, I laughed in his face. And I said to him, turn around. He said, look at this beach. How many thousand starfish do you think are on this beach? He said, do you realize that there are thousands of square miles of beach in the world? There are storms happening all the time. There are millions of starfish which are being thrown up on the beach, on beaches all across the world. You are one kid, you are one child. What difference does it make? Why are you wasting your time? What difference does it make? Lauren Isley said, this boy looked at the starfish in his hand, he threw it into the sea, and he said it made a difference to that one. And that's the point I'm saying to you. Do you want to make a difference?
Yes.
inshallah. And therefore, I want to share with you my personal motto in life, which is I will not allow what is not in my control to prevent me from doing what is in my control. One of the greatest cop-outs of life is that we globalize a problem and then we say, well, what can I do? I'm only one person. So I say to you that don't do that cop-out. Localize the problem and say, what can I do because I'm one person. Jazakallahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's the website and that's my Twitter. And most welcome to be in touch. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.